I'm Nikki Millard, and I'm the head of programme for the Transactional Analysis Diploma and MSc in Psychotherapy at Metanoia. And I'm going to say a few things about my recent experience at a World TA conference, which was held in August 2025 in Montpellier in France. And this was my first World conference. I hadn't been to a World one before, didn't really know quite what to expect. My real reason for going, if I'm honest, was firstly because it was so close. Living in London, traveling to France is really easy. But also, it was a really good opportunity for me to see people from the European community I hadn't seen for a long time, especially face to face, in person. Um, and I was a little bit overwhelmed, to be honest, at the start. There were over 800 people there. The list of workshops when it came out was absolutely huge. So, real FOMO because you couldn't possibly go to everything. So, you really had to pick. But it was overall a really good experience, and I'm really glad that I went. My key kind of aha moment was when Bill Cornell, who's a prolific writer in TA, a very experienced TA therapist, was doing the plenary. And he was talking about inviting us to passionately disagree with other people in the TA community without killing each other off. And I found that really appropriate and really relevant given today's political context and how binary people's thinking can be, how it's either like you're in one camp or the other, you can't think this and still be my friend, all of these kind of things. So I really thought that that was a lovely invitation for us to think about actually how can we engage with people that we disagree with? How can we start to have discourse and how can we start to dialogue about things which are really important? And we need to understand other people's points of view so that we can really try and understand their lived experience, why they think the way they do, where they're coming from. It doesn't necessarily mean we need to agree with each other, but we can find ourselves in a place of empathy if we can start to understand their experience. And he invited us to read things that make us furious and then think about them. And I thought that was also really interesting. So my social media is a bit of an echo chamber, if I'm honest, as probably most people's are. So what I've been trying to do since then is really find things that offer a slightly different point of view to the ones that I would typically come across, allow myself to feel that frustration, that emotion, and then really go away and think about it and pick it apart and try and understand it rather than just swallowing things whole. And this is how I think is really relevant to the teaching that we do as well and the learning that we do at Metanoia, because one of TA's philosophies is about autonomy. So that's really about us helping and encouraging people to think for themselves and know their own minds. So this all felt really relevant to me.